My niece told me that Liquid IV, a powdered electrolyte drink that uses cellular transport technology, makes water taste yummy, which can be a good thing because if you like the taste of water, you'll drink more of it. This can improve your hydration level and offset dehydration. And while that's a good thing, there are some things to know about Liquid IV, and I also want to compare Liquid IV to some of the other hydration supplements on the market. So if we look at the Liquid IV nutrition facts label, here's what we see. Here's a picture that I took in a local store, and here is the nutrition facts label for Liquid IV appearing on the company's website. Now, I only bring this up because I noticed a few differences in vitamins between the pictures that I took and the amounts listed on the company's website, specifically vitamin C, niacin, and vitamin B12. Those amounts are a little different compared to the amounts appearing on the picture that I saw in a local store. Now, I don't consider this terribly significant, but I wanted to bring it to your attention in case you were shopping for Liquid IV and noticed these changes. However, the real thing I wanted to bring your attention is that one stick of Liquid IV has 11 grams of added sugars. Added sugars are sugars that companies add to things to make them taste better. This is why Liquid IV makes water taste yummy. From the FDA's own website, adults should consume no more than 50 grams of added sugars per day. Why? Because added sugars are associated with the leading cause of death of men and women. That would be heart disease. Now, this 11 grams of added sugars adds up to 22% of the recommended amount of added sugars people should consume per day. Is that 22% a lot? Yes, and here's why. If we go to the FDA's website, we find that if you look at the daily value column for any nutrition facts label or supplement facts label, we find that if you see 20% or more, it means it's high in that nutrient. Since we see 22% next to added sugars, this tells us that Liquid IV is high in added sugars. I would also point out that Liquid IV is also high in sodium as well, clocking in at 510 milligrams per stick. Sodium is an electrolyte, and we are talking about an electrolyte supplement here, and so that kind of sort of makes sense. However, in my opinion, 510 milligrams of sodium is an awful lot. Most people consume way too much sodium in their diet. Sodium is linked to both high blood pressure and strokes, and authorities call for people consuming less sodium. Now, while I can understand sodium replenishment in someone who is exposed to high temperatures for prolonged periods of time, like a marathon runner, I'm not convinced that someone working out in an air-conditioned gym needs that much sodium or added sugars for that matter. So if sodium and added sugars are important to you, factor those into your purchasing decisions. Now let's compare several different hydration replenishment supplements to each other and see what we can figure out. Here is the Liquid IV supplement. Here is Hydrant, another popular hydration supplement. Here's Cure, and rounding out the list is the Drip Drop supplement. We've already talked about Liquid IV, although I also point out that Liquid IV has higher levels of some vitamins compared to the competition. Whether that makes your exercise performance better is another thing. However, they are there if you need them. So what can we make of all of this? Well, if we look at Hydrant, we can see that one serving, one pack in this case, has 25 calories, only 4 grams of added sugars, a moderate amount of sodium, clocking it at 260 milligrams, half of what Liquid IV has, basically. And Hydrant is also high in zinc. It also has a little bit of potassium and magnesium. Those are other minerals, other electrolytes. If we move on to the Cure hydration supplement, we can see that it has 25 calories, about the same amount of sodium, 240 milligrams per serving, and it has no added sugars. And like Hydrant, the Cure supplement also has a little bit of potassium. Moving on to Drip Drop, one serving of the Drip Drop hydration supplement has 35 calories, 330 milligrams of sodium, which is 14% of the daily value. It also has 7 grams of added sugars, and it is high in vitamin C and contains moderate amounts of magnesium and zinc. Now, What all this means to you, well, I'm going to leave that for you to decide. And as for what my niece said, well, she thanked me for letting her know about the sodium and added sugars in liquid IV, but said she's going to keep taking it anyway. I guess yummy water wins out in the end. So what do you think? Have you tried liquid IV or any of these other hydration supplements? Comment below and let me know. Until next time, I'm Joe from supplementclarity.com. Take care.